Everything that we need inside, look at that. Nice little fireplace, kitchen area, bathroom, absolutely incredible. For those of you who have been following my shenanigans, you'll know that for the last month and a half I've been based up north on the Orange River doing white river rafting and wild camping on the South African and Namibian side. It was absolutely awesome, adventure of a lifetime. But if I'm being honest, I've also missed my usual overnighters as well. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually on a private property. It's a spot called Whipstock. It's a guest farm. It's about 25 minutes outside the little town of McGregor in the Western Cape, just north of the Overberg region. I think the town of Greyton is maybe 14-15 kilometers to the south. But beautiful spot and lovely hosts who invited me. Big shout out to Kemm and Cindy for having us. Last night we spent the evening in one of the beautiful cottages, and tonight I'm out in the woods playing. So at the moment I'm maybe 30 minutes from the main farmhouse. I'm in a big patch of woods. I'm surrounded mostly by blue gums. Got a beautiful stream running right here, so water is no issue at all. Found myself a nice little overhang. Just going to have something to eat quickly before I continue exploring. Tonight I'm going to be doing the hammock setup, and ideally what I'd like to do is try and hang the hammock over the stream so I have the water underneath me. Judging by where I am right now, I don't know if that's going to be possible. It's just way too wide and I don't have any extenders, but I still have quite a few hours ahead, plenty of time to explore, so I'll continue downstream and maybe I'm lucky and I find a really cool spot to pitch the hammock. But worst case, hey, I'm surrounded by trees anyways, so finding a spot to put the hammock is not going to be an issue at all. Anyway, I do have the new Insta360 camera with me. Insta360, they reached out, they sent me the sports bundle, so big shout out to them, thank you as well. And it's the first time that I'm going to be using the camera and incorporating them, or it, into my camping videos. So I'm quite excited to see how it's going to turn out and ultimately what I can do with this camera. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. But tonight's nice and simple. I'm going to be doing a budget camp, so for dinner nothing special, just noodles and soup, and then for breakfast, surprise surprise, oats. The reason why it's a budget camp, I was given 50 rand, so 50 rand with which to feed myself, and I managed to get exactly what I needed within budget. So I'll run through my food stash with you a little bit later. I'll also run through the gear that I have with me, and hey, right now super excited to be here. Beautiful day, blue sky above, not a breath of wind. It's going to be cold. We are moving into winter now. Temperatures have dropped. Last night temperature was about 5 Celsius. Being out here in the woods, no sun, I can already feel it's very cool now, and it's only 2:15 in the afternoon. So tonight it's going to be freezing, but I think I have the right gear, and worst case scenario, I just spend the night next to the fire, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway. Alright, so right off the bat, I do have my gaiters. I am walking through the woods. There's a lot of leaf debris and ground litter, so it's not the middle of winter yet. There may still be a snake or two. And the last thing I want to do is tramp on a well-hidden viper or puff adder. So I've already slipped and fallen in the water. I've got wet feet. I'm going to have to dry out my shoes. Little crab. Nice. Oh. Right, I've switched to the 360. I'm bushwhacking. There is a path here, a well-trodden path, and the plan is to follow the stream and see if I can find a cool spot to hang the hammock. The other reason why I've got the camera out in front of me on a selfie stick is because of spiders. It's quite dense, and this is ideal for golden orbs. Yeah, pretty cool. Also, what's nice about this, I'm completely and utterly on my own. Absolutely nobody here. If you're new to wild camping, there's a few things that you need to consider. Firstly, get comfortable with the fact that you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. You're going to be completely isolated, very much on your own. And the reality is, where you find yourself, there's not going to be a single person anywhere nearby. So because of that, there are a few factors that you have to take into consideration, very important in terms of survival and, of course, your own safety. Right now, I know exactly how to get back. I know where the main farmhouse is, so I'm not overly concerned. But there may be times when, you know, anything can happen, and it's important to prepare. So it's important to let somebody know where you're going to be, the general vicinity. Also, more or less what time they can expect you back the following day, or make a date. So if you are not back at the established time, then at least you know somebody will be out looking for you. You'll also notice that I'm wearing red. This is a huge contrast against the bush. Around me, all sorts of browns and greens, and of course the red stands out. So if somebody was to look for me, they could spot me quite easily. But even so, In my backpack I always have a first aid kit, and that kit is preparation for if I have to spend longer than planned in the bush, then at least I know I have a backup plan. But those are important things to remember if you are going to be wild camping. I did find this little road. It's an old road that doesn't seem to be used quite often. I've got no clue where it goes, so I'm going to follow the road, see where it leads me. I do still have maybe 2 hours of light left, although in the woods it does get dark pretty quickly, so I do need to start thinking about finding a spot to pitch camp for the night. I need to gather firewood as well. I don't have an axe, I don't have a saw, but there's lots of broken limbs absolutely everywhere, so firewood is not an issue. The problem, however, is everything is wet, so it's going to be difficult to get the fire going. I don't have matches, I've only got my fire steel, so it's going to be a challenge, and I am going to rely on fire tonight. But anyway, let's keep moving. When I went through that thick section of the blue gums, got to the river, turned around, backtracked, and maybe 10 meters in, just a huge crack, almost as if you're hanging on a branch and you just fall, the branch snaps, but like a thick, dry, heavy, solid branch. So not a tree that fell over, highly unlikely. Definitely something that initiated that fall. I think I might just have crossed over onto another property, but what are the chances of anybody finding me here anyway? Who knows, maybe this wild camp turns into a overnighter stealth camp. Exciting stuff. Absolutely love it. Oh, bugs are up. See you. If it was a hiking trail, I'd understand, because you would need to blaze the trail. But these little tags, these orange tags, and it's not just orange, there's a whole bunch of different colors going off in different directions. They're all easily 2, 3, 4, 5 meters from each other, and this one leads right to the stream behind the camera. I can see 3, and then right here on the edge of the creek, there's about 6 that go downstream. So don't know what it's for. Maybe they're busy clearing alien vegetation in the area, and this is marking where they need to go. I don't know. I doubt it's a hiking trail. Behind me I can see a whole stack of them too, and it's quite bizarre, but if anything, it makes me think of that famous forest in Japan, suicide forest. Yeah, well, hopefully that's not the case. But because of those water pipes there on the other side, it's probably something to do with that. Maybe this is where they're going to be setting up a pump of some sort to pump water from the stream. Who knows, but that's most likely what it's about. But it's still quite freaky. So check this out. Here we've got the green ones. There we've got orange ones. Then we have this. We have this. That was clearly saying, do not proceed. The orange tags go that way, green ones go off behind me. question really is why? Why barricade the path? Because any tape that's across the path will suggest don't go any further, do not proceed. It's just bizarre. Anyway, there's obviously a reason for it, and I'm not going to question that. So I think I'm going to just turn around, backtrack to that big clearing, maybe set up camp over there. I did cross onto another property, so it wouldn't be wise to unlawfully, well, without permission, camp on someone's private property. So I doubt that I'd get caught. I don't think anybody would find me, but again, why toy with fate? Rather go back to where I'm allowed to be and have myself a peaceful camp. So that is the idea. Let's move. Time's now almost 4. It's getting quite late in the afternoon, sun's setting. It's already way behind the ridge. It's getting a lot darker, and I do need to still pitch camp and of course build a fire pit. So when I'm setting up my ridge line, this is the very basic system that I use. Just a loop at the end of the line, make another bite, slide it through, put in your wooden stick or toggle, and then literally just secure it around the tree. It's not going to go anywhere. Just like that. Nice and simple, super secure, and when you're ready, snap the stick and everything comes apart. And then of course on this side I simply secure the ridge line by wrapping it around the tree a couple of times. I pull it back over itself, pull it nice and tight, and then secure using a double half hitch. And then of course we use the basic prusik knot just by feeding a loop through itself twice, making sure that everything is aligned to the outside. Pull it nice and tight, make it all neat and secure, just like that. Take the loop of your tarp, feed the prusik knot through the loop of the prusik knot, use little wooden toggle, pull everything tight, and just like that. To move it, pinch it here and just slide it up and down the ridge line. But once it's secure, it's not going anywhere. Right, all that I have to do now is secure the back of the top to the ground with a wooden stake. So this is the setup that I'm going for. The configuration is in a diamond shape, so I've got a drop down at the back, just for added shelter, although there is no wind, but I am expecting a lot of dew tonight. So basically drop down at the back, ample shelter above, and then I've just extended the front out, and this will just give me a nice view of the clearing in front of me. And then I'm thinking fire I'm going to do over here. I'm going to make a little fire over here, so at least that means I can also lay in bed and enjoy my fire. So plan now is to set up the fire pit. Fire's going. Only problem is though the wood is wet, so it takes a while, but it eventually goes. Anyway, so fire's going. Feeling a bit peckish, so I'm just going to grab one of these. And then dinner tonight, very simple, just a packet of Asian noodles and mushroom pea soup mixed, which I think will be a nice warm hearty meal considering how cold it is. It's cold. Boots are completely soaked, socks as well, so I've got them drying out there because I think I'm going to need those tonight, but still no complaints. This is a little fruit stick. Strawberry and banana flavored twists. Nice. Just mustn't burn my shoelaces. And in fact, I think my socks are about to ignite. Oh yes. Oh yes. I've also got the gaiters hanging up under the top, and then I've left my backpack on the tree but just covered it with the fly. There's a lot of dew about, and by tomorrow morning everything's going to be absolutely soaked. Ground is already wet, so I need to obviously make sure that everything is properly taken care of. I have my little gas stove cook system here as well, but I feel for cooking on the fire, so I'm going to be using my 850 titanium pot, and this is what I got with my 50 Rand budget. Just 2 packets of instant noodles, a packet of soup. This is either chicken or pea, I don't know, but just to make it thicker, add some flavor. Some mini rice cakes, mini biscuits, and then for tomorrow something different. Although it's oats, this is steel cut oats with chia seeds and vanilla, which is ready made. Just have to heat it up, so quite interested to see what this is going to be like. I'll probably add some more water just to thin it out, but anyway, that's my 50 Rand budget. Pretty straightforward, nice and easy. It's not always about steaks and fancy foods. Sometimes you just can't afford it. But still, being out here like this, in the bush, solo camping, wild camping, even 2-minute noodles is going to go down very well. And I wouldn't change this for the world. This is what it's about. Keeping things simple, keeping it sweet. All right, there we go. Yum, yum. So this farm that I'm at, Whipstock, it's out in the McGregor area. The town of McGregor is about maybe 15-20 minutes away on a gravel road. Very nice road, I must add. But it's one of the oldest farms in the area. If I remember correctly, it was the Devet family who moved in the 18th century, and the original homestead still stands, but beautiful property, very well preserved, lots of memorabilia as well, so loads of history and character. But the owner of the property, I believe, is in the States, and it was Kemm and Cindy who moved in about a month ago. They live on the property and they manage it as well, but they both come from a tourism background, so all sorts of exciting, innovative, fresh ideas that they have on the table for the farm. And they are operating, it is open, but lots of exciting new layers coming in the very near future, so do check it out. I will leave their details below. But this is still one of the few spots where wild camping is permitted. Let's be honest, it's difficult to find a spot where one can do this. Pitch under the stars, build a little fire pit like this, and just, you know, spend the evening out in the woods. It's very difficult to find spots like this, so hats off to Kemm and Cindy for what they are doing here. Anyway, dinner time. I know somebody's going to roast me about these noodles, but anyway, so be it. Bring it on, I like noodles. Steak's better, but don't have steak, so noodles, that's the next steak. Nice. Hot but nice. I've been playing with that 360 camera today, and I used it maybe, what was it, 2 days ago, day before yesterday. I went through to Weinberg Park and sort of shot a short video there. I'm still busy editing that video. In fact, by the time you see this one, that one will be up already. But very interesting, the 360 camera world. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never used a 360 camera before, but huge thanks to Insta for reaching out to me and sending me the camera. And I'm excited to see how I can bring that type of footage into my camping videos. So yeah, I played with the camera today, and I have no idea how that footage is going to turn out, and I'm interested to see what sort of shots I managed to get today. But I'm still learning. I've been watching loads of tutorials, not only about the camera settings, the actual manual settings, but also the editing studio, the Insta360 Studio. There is an app where you can edit on the phone and then simply download it into your gallery, and then, for me, airdrop it onto my MacBook, or just transfer straight from the memory card onto the desktop and then edit with the studio. So those are the things that I've been doing this last week. Weather's been pretty lousy, so it's allowed me that time to do it. And I know there are all sorts of interesting capabilities when it comes to 360, and those are things that I'm going to have to experiment with. But excited to have it in my arsenal. I think it's going to bring a different dimension to the videos, but let's see how it goes. There's also something rustling in the woods just over there, probably a bird. There's a lot of francolins in the area, so just over there. As long as it's a bird, it's fine. The worst thing is when you turn and you shine your torch and you see a pair of eyes looking back at you. That's freaky. And if that's the case, then of course I spend the night right here by the fire, although my my wood supply is fast coming to an end. That's the rule of thumb when it comes to fires. If you think you have enough, get 4 times more, because the reality is you don't have enough wood. You never have enough wood. And of course, this is not big, thick, solid logs. This is not solid wood at all. This is terrible wood. Most of it's wet anyway, so there's no ways that this is going to burn through the night. Not at all. Ooh. Wood is so wet it's smoking big time, but at least it's burning. I've also got my my little gas stove going. Time for a nice cup of coffee, and big shout out to Julia and Nadia for sending me that gift voucher. I went and I got myself some more paracord gas canisters and a new sharpening stone, so thank you very much for that. It always comes in super handy. Anyway, you guessed it, another date with Jacobs. I'm actually looking forward to this coffee now. Fire's going nicely, socks are dry, boots are still totally soaked, but nice and warm by the fire, very toasty. And I don't think I'm going to have a problem tonight with cold. If I do, it'll probably be the early hours of the morning, but for now it's actually a lot more pleasant than I anticipated. Anyway, oh yeah, all right, she's about to go. Melted the plastic on the handle over here. This is the fire maple set. Battle scars of use, and of course still loving my cookser. This went with me to the Orange River as well, and now she's been with me from the beginning. Love this cookser. Anyway, here we go. Lovely. All sorts of debris in there, but it's okay. Bush coffee isn't bush coffee with a little bit of sand and bark and ash. All adds to the flavor. Whew. Flames are licking me. It's definitely not cold here, that's for sure. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Nice. Great stuff. Nice. Oh, right, finally in bed. Nice and comfortable. It's a mission getting into a sleeping bag and hammock, but I'm in. and it's nice to have warm dry socks as well. The only thing that sucks is in the next half an hour I've got to get up again anyway for a pee, and then I'll probably restoke the fire. It's nice to have the fire going. It's nice glow in camp. But yeah, great day again, super chuffed to be here, very happy to be here. And unless anything exciting happens tonight, like, you know, if Bigfoot drags me off into the woods in the middle of the night, unless that happens, I'm going to say good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Cheers guys, good night. Just on 4 o'clock, I woke up a little after 2, freezing cold, but problem is not the sleeping bag. Above and below, super warm, no problem at all. The problem was down the sides, all the cold spots down the sides. I don't have an underquilt, and of course it is a down sleeping bag, so when it's compressed up against the side of the hammock, there's nothing there to trap in and hold the warm air. So yeah, got out of bed, resourced some firewood, got the fire going, nice and warm now, and there's no going back to bed. I'm just going to sit here and stay warm. But I've only got 1 sachet of coffee left, so I'm sort of keeping that for maybe around about 5. Then I can enjoy a nice cup of coffee. But for now, it's all about staying warm. Got enough firewood, got a big pile there too, so perfectly fine now. Just going to be super tired later. Anyway, beauty about camping, hey, is that you're always learning something new. Oh yeah! Morning guys. It is freezing. It's just on 6 o'clock. I ended up going back to bed. I must have dozed off for about an hour or so, and I had to get up again. Just icy cold. But just before daybreak, it usually temperature drops a few degrees anyway, so super cold now, but getting light nice and fast. Needed the fire just to warm up again, and desperately want to get a cup of coffee inside as well. This camera I'm going to have to put away. I've got about a minute left on the memory card. Also, I'm on the last battery, so I will be switching out to the other cameras once it gets a little bit lighter. But priorities right now: warmth, warmth, and warmth. That's all that I'm interested in right now. Toes are all iced up as well. I've got no water left. I'm gonna have to get from the stream just to make breakfast a little bit later. Man, I tell you, knees are cold. Totally unprepared for this one. Totally unprepared. Yeah. Rookie mistakes, big time. Oh yeah. Alright, breakfast time. Steel cut oats with vanilla. Microwave instructions, 1 minute 30. Place in microwave on high. Wow, I don't have a microwave. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to boil it in the pot. I think that's the easiest thing to do. There it is there. Vanilla. Let's see how it goes. At some point I've got to think about letting this fire die down. And it's definitely starting to warm up now anyway, so fire is no longer a necessity. Right now it's just cool to have one, but I think that's the last of the wood that I'm going to burn. Okay, right. So, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. We'll see now. Smells like fish bait. Right, let's see if that works. Well, I added a bit of water just to thin it down a bit, but oh, it's bland. I suppose if you're one of those like super health conscious people, then this would be great, but this is not my cup of tea. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's tasteless. There's no vanilla at all. It doesn't even taste like oats. Not for me. Okay, all packed up, fire's out, ready to go, and again, awesome spot, thoroughly enjoyed it. Very cold last night, but that's just because I was underprepared. One or two big time rookie mistakes, but that's how we learn, and that's how we become better at what we do. Anyway, Whipstock Guest Farm. Please check it out. I will leave all the details in the description down below. Again, big thanks to Kemm and Cindy for inviting me. You guys rock, absolutely awesome. And this is definitely a spot that I will come back to soon and spend some more time exploring. Maybe do a double nighter. But in terms of wild camping, 5 stars. 5 stars, absolutely awesome. But anyway, time to head home. It took about 2 hours to get home. start editing this video, get it up hopefully in the next week or so. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, please support the channel by smashing the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again in the next one. But I will leave you with a few photos just to show you what the place looks like. Again, thank you very much. Take it easy. Cheers and bye.